Hello everyone, welcome to another video of Generative AI from scratch. So in the last video, we have discussed the basic about AI. Now we will move ahead and will fulfill our prerequisite to learn AI. So to learn AI, first we need to have the basic understanding of Python. If you have never worked on Python, I would recommend you to watch my Python from scratch series. The links are added in the description as well, and you can see on the eye icon above. So you can at least cover the basic concept and then come back to this video. So the second prerequisite is machine learning. So in this video, we will discuss basic of machine learning, types of machine learning, and what is regression. So what is machine learning? Machine learning is teaching a computer to learn patterns from data instead of hard coding rules. So we are not defining any hard coding things that if someone asks you this, then you will provide this answer, and if someone asks you this, you will provide this answer. Basically, machine will learn itself using the data. So for example, I'm providing machine some data like 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the digits or number that we have in maths, and I'm providing some example to it like 1 plus 1 is equals to 2, 2 plus 2 is equals to 4. So now when machine processes this data, and I will ask the machine what is 3 plus 3. So on the basis of data provided earlier, it will automatically give answer as 6. So that is machine learning. Okay, so instead of writing hard coding rule, it basically learning from the data. Types of machine learning. So we majorly have three types of machine learning concept. First is supervised learning. This is the most important and majorly used concept in the AI field these days, if you have seen. But we will cover this in detail. Now the second one is unsupervised learning, and the third one is reinforcement learning. So what is supervised learning? So supervised learning is learning from labeled data, where we have input and output both are available to us. Okay, so for example, I have house price, which is output. Basically, I'm expecting the house price output from the AI. Okay, so I'm providing it size, location, room, which is input, that these are the size and this is the location, these many rooms this house has, and I'm providing you this is the price of this kind of requirement. Now you will tell me for different size, location and different room, what will be the price. Okay, so this is supervised learning, where we are providing it training data set with input as well as output. Now comes the unsupervised learning. So unsupervised learning is it will learn from the hidden patterns. Okay, we will be providing input to it, but we will not providing the output. It will have to just match those patterns of data that we are providing, and then it will provide us the output on the basis of that. For example, grouping customer into segment based on shopping behavior. So if particular users have similar interest, similar shopping interest, so it will be able to group them together. So these are the users, those have similar interest. So where I'm providing it just the users, and it will predict the patterns inside it, that these users are somewhere liking this similar kind of product, so they have kind of a similar likes. Okay, so this is the pattern. So unsupervised learning is where AI will learn from the patterns inside it. We are not providing it output. And the third one is reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is where we just ask it something, and there is no pattern inside it. We will just provide him the feedback. Okay, on the basis of our feedback, it will automatically correct itself and it will learn. Okay, so we ask it something and it provides us some response randomly, and then we say if it's correct or not. Okay, if it's good or not, then on the basis of those feedback, it will automatically correct the data over the period of time. So that is reinforcement learning. So if we quickly summarize it. So supervised learning is teacher gives you problem with some answer as an example. So you practice them until you learn the mapping. Okay. And the unsupervised learning is teacher give you some unsolved problems. Okay. And then you basically compile them, you group similar ones, addition, subtraction, etc. yourself. Okay. And the reinforcement one is when teachers give you problem, you just throw some random answer and then teacher says no, good or bad. So you improve over time. So that is reinforcement learning. So now understand what is the regression. So this is the one of the most important concept of machine learning, regression. So regression is a type of supervised learning. So there was the first type, supervised learning, that we have learned. So where the goal is to predict a continuous value. Okay, so we have provided some data with the answers to it, and then it's your responsibility now. You will provide me the response of the other questions. Okay, you will provide me the continuous values. Okay, so examples I've already told you, like predicting house prices. So also you can predict the temperature, you can predict salaries, you can predict stock price on the basis of this similar supervised learning. Okay, so regression is one of those type. Okay, so we have two type of regressions. So first is linear regression and the other one is logistic regression. So let's understand linear regression. Linear regression assume a straight line relationship between input and output. If input is x and output is y, so it is basically assuming a straight line relationship between it. So linear regression follows the formula, like internally there is a calculation behind it. Okay, so y is equals to mx plus c. Okay, x is the input, y is the output, which will be the house price, which the AI will predict. Now m is the slope. Slope is how much y changes when x increases. Okay, so basically when I'm changing the house size, I'm increasing the house size, then how much the price is changing according to that. That is the slope. And c is the intercept, which is value of y when x is 0. The algorithm here, what it does is it basically just tries to find the best line. Okay, so it basically this equation will plot a graph, okay, internally. So it will try to find the best line that minimize the difference between predicted value and the actual value. So the goal is of AI is to predict as much as possible the accurate answer, okay, the actual value of the house. So this is the goal of this linear regression here. Okay, now the second one is logistic regression. So in the linear regression, we were expecting a answer out of it, basically some numbers out of it. But from the logistic, it will not provide us the direct some number. It will provide us the category, that in which category your question lies. So if you take an example of emails, okay, we train a model to predict whether an email is spam or not. Okay, so what we will do, we will write some words, okay, and we will define that these are the words and length and presence of certain word which you can consider as spam. Okay, so the then if someone sends you a mail and it has those patterns, like it has that much of length, it has certain words inside it, then what it will return you? Just spam or not spam. Okay, it will just give you either yes, either no, 0 or 1, spam or not spam. It will not provide you continuous number, continuous answers. Okay, it will just provide you a logical output out of it. So that is logical regression. So it also follows a equation inside it to basically plot a graph to identify this output. Basically, it provides it internally provides us a number, like in points, like either it's 0.5, 0.6, 0.7. Okay, so it decide on the basis of probability. If it is greater than 0.5, okay, if the answer is greater than 0.5 internally, it will define it in the class 1. If the answer comes less than or equal to 0.5, then it will define in the class 0. Okay, on the basis of that, it tells you true or false, spam or not. So that is how it does. So the value of this internally range from 0 to 1. Let me show you the example of both linear and logical regression. Okay, so I'm inside my Google Colab, which I'm using for the demo. You can use any IDE as well if you have set up. If not, you can just simply use Google Colab. So I'm importing a NumPy from the Python. Okay, so what is NumPy? If you are not familiar with these terms, so I would recommend you to just watch my Python from Scratch series, and so that you will be familiar with these terms. Okay, so let me give you a brief. So NumPy is a package inside Python which we can use to perform the array operations. Like we'll be using the array, we'll be creating array inside it. So I'm using the numpy package. Okay, so I'm importing numpy and I'm taking this as an np. So what I'm doing it here is simply I'm creating two arrays. One array is of size and another array is of price. Okay, so for linear regression, I'm providing it sizes like 500 square feet, sorry, 1000 square feet, 1500 square feet, and I'm providing the prices of these sizes also with an array. For 500, the price is something 1 lakh and then 1.5 lakh kind of thing. Okay, so I'm providing an array. Now I'm creating my model, okay, my linear regression model. So this is the model that we have inside Python available for us, because this is basically a algorithm. So we will not be writing this algorithm from scratch. Python has already written it, and so we will be just using it. So that's why Python is famous, that we do not need to write everything from scratch. We have packages inbuilt for us to directly use and continue our work. Okay, so I'm just creating the linear regression model here, and once model is created, I'm just fitting my test data inside it, basically the training data inside it. So I'm providing it x and y. So x is basically the input and y is the output. Okay, so price is the output. So once it's fit, now I'll ask the model to predict the answers for me. Okay, now I'm providing it an array of size again. For now, I'm just providing it 1800, and this is the size, and on the model, I'm calling the predict method. Okay, so it is the method inside this model. Okay, so I'm providing it size, and it will return me the predicted price, and then I'm printing that predicted price for 1800 square feet. So that will be predict price for 1800 square feet is 230000 kind this. Okay, if I change it, it will change it. For example, I want to test it for 2300. Okay, so let's run it again. So the price changed accordingly. The next one is logistic regression, where it will not provide me any number. It will just predict and it will provide me the logical answer. So in this example, I've taken an example of student who basically studying some hours, and I'm providing it some data. If he studies for 1 hour, he's fail. If 2 fail, 3 fail. But if he studies more than that, like 4, 5, 6, he'll get pass. Okay. So similarly, I provided this input and output it, and then I'm training my model. I'm fitting this data, and then I'm predicting here np dot array. So I've provided it now the questions. So basically, I'm asking for 2.5 hour, 3.5 hour, and then 5 hour, and I've provided these hours to this model, and then I'm asking it the predictions. Okay, so now we have this predictions available, and I'm predicting them one by one. Okay, so now what it will provide me when I run it, you can say if you studied for 2.5 hour, it is predicting 0, that you'll be fail. If you study for 2.5 hour, you will fail according to the data that I have received earlier. If you study 3.5 hours, you pass. If you study 5 hours, you pass. So that is the difference between linear versus logistic. Linear predicts the continuous value like price, salary, anything which is in straight line. Okay, and the logistic regression predicts some logistic answer. Okay, it predicts some category. It's spam or not, pass or fail, yes or no, true and false, kind of thing. And the graph is kind of a sigmoid that I've shown you earlier. So that was all about this video. Now see you in the next video. We'll be learning more about the machine learning concepts.